morning mga kaibigan! Welcome to In My Toolbox, your go-to channel for all things like business, finance, sales, and marketing, and maybe everything interesting. Whether you're an aspiring entrepreneur, or maybe a seasoned professional, or maybe someone looking to sharpen their skill set, or maybe someone that, like who would want to be the smartest person in the room. This is the space where we unpack the tools that you need to succeed or just merely learning. In each episode, mga kaibigan, we dig deep into strategies, share actionable insights, offer expert advice to help you navigate the fast-paced world of business. From mastering sales technique and decoding marketing trends to understanding financial literacy and building a growth-focused mindset, or just anything with value from the educated world, well, I've got you covered. Think of this show as your personal toolbox, always stocked with some resources like tips and inspirations that you need to tackle, maybe challenges in your life, grow your business, and achieve your goals. By the way, mga kaibigan, the information provided here, always remember, is for general information purposes only, okay? And it should not be considered as a professional advice. I am not a tax advisor or a lawyer or a financial planner. For advice tailored to your specific situation, mga kaibigan, please consult a qualified professional in the relevant field. So, now, if you're ready to take your game to the next level, hit that subscribe button there or hit the like and let, you and me, let's build something extraordinary together. My name again is Enrico. I'm an economist, financial professional, business consultant, your resource. Again, welcome to In My Toolbox. All right, mga kaibigan. I'm actually excited to discuss about our topic today, just cracking the credit code, especially for, Filipino immigrants. So let's help you build your credit score as a Filipino immigrant, because today's topic really, is something that's very close to my heart, especially when I was new here in the US, right? So we'll try to dive into why your credit score is important and how to establish and maybe improve your credit score, especially if you're a newcomer. So let's just talk about why credit matters, right? In the US, mga kaibigan, your credit score is a key to opportunities. Again, it's a key to opportunities. In the beginning, I didn't even understand what it meant, but now I'm ready to tell you that credit score is actually your key. So it affects your ability to rent a home, secure a loan, get a credit card, and sometimes even landing a job. So if you're a Filipino that you recently arrived, here in the United States, it is very essential to learn, how to navigate this system called credit score. Now, we'll cover it just for right now. We'll cover the basics, give you some tips, and maybe to teach you common pitfalls that you should be avoiding. So if you have questions later on, just drop us a message online, or call PHLV, or just email me, right? So you guys maybe have known my email already from all of these episodes. Right now, I just want to teach you how to understand the credit system. Let's start from that, okay? So let's understand the basics. The U.S. credit system, mga kaibigan, it actually revolves around three main credit bureaus, okay? Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. So these organizations, they actually track your credit activities and generate your credit report and score it. So your credit score, mga kaibigan, it actually typically ranges from 300 to 850. The higher the number, the better. So it's based on factors. There's a lot of factors that affects your credit score. It can be your payment history, your credit utilization, length of credit history, credit mix, or your new credit increase, right? So let me just give an example. Think of credit score like your report card for a financial behavior. Let's put it that way, right? So it's you need to ask yourself, like, are you paying your bills on time? Because that's like turning the paying of bills on time is just like turning your homework consistently. Okay? So are you using too much of your credit? That's like also trying to ace a test but you're not studying at all. You're trying to skip study sessions, right? So the challenges for Filipino immigrants like me, right? Unlike in the Philippines, where you might rely on buying cash or what you call an informal credit, the U.S. requires, or the U.S. system, it actually requires a documented history of credit use. Yes, you heard me right. Everything that you do, right, is actually documented and attached on how you're using credit. So as an immigrant, mga kaibigan, you might want to start with, you may be able to start with zero score, no score at all, right? And which can actually feel like being invisible in the financial world. So if you have zero score, nobody knows you in the financial world. But as a Filipino immigrant, don't worry, because there's really a way to build from scratch. In the beginning, when I was here so many years ago, I didn't even know that. Nobody has taught me the step-by-step guide on how to actually build your credit. So again, that's the reason why I want to make sure that we crack the code with some practical steps that was going to help you build your credit. Number one, let's talk about, you first open a U.S. bank account. Start by opening a checking and savings account. Just make sure that you go to a reputable bank, because this will actually establish your presence in the financial system. Remember, I told you a while ago, if you do not have a score, you're invisible in the financial world. Now, you would want to be visible in the financial world. Therefore, you want to establish your presence in the financial system by opening a bank account. This actually will make it easier to access your credit later. Second one, you apply for a secured credit card. If you're new here in the United States, a secured credit card is going to be your best friend. It requires a deposit, yes, which actually will serve as your credit limit. So if you put $300 there, your credit limit is going to be $300. So use it responsibly. You want to pay it on time. And now you'll start building a positive credit history. Another one is you might want to try to become an authorized user. So if you have a family or friends with, a good credit, you can ask them if they can add you as an authorized user on their credit card. You'll benefit from their credit history without being directly responsible for payment. That can be an option for you. Another one that you would want to think of is you would want to pay your bills on time. From utilities to rent, paying your bills on time is actually very crucial. Some services like Experian, or what you call Experian Boost, can even count utility and phone payments that actually will directly impact your credit score. So again, Experian Boost. I think one of the episode that we did explain about the usage of Experian Boost, right? So number 5, guys, you will want to make sure that you monitor your credit report. You would want to check your credit report regularly. I mentioned this website with you before about this annualcreditreport.com. So that's actually a good credit report website that you can use to check into your credit report regularly. Okay, guys, mistakes can happen, and catching them early can actually save you a lot of stress. That's why you would want to make sure that you monitor that. You can use that website. And then set reminders for payments especially on your due date, right? And then you would want always to use less than 30% of your credit limit. These small habits can actually have a big difference and a big impact when building your credit score. Okay? So, the common pitfalls naman, mga kaibigan, and, how to avoid them, this might be a good thing that you would want to consider as well. Okay? So, I would want to talk to you about avoid opening too many accounts at once. Again, at once. Avoid opening too many accounts at once. Each application, mga kaibigan, it actually triggers a hard inquiry, which will have have an effect that will be able to lower your score. So you would want to make sure that you space out your credit applications. That's a good tip there, okay? Now, number 2, don't max out your credit cards, again, because there's what you call credit utilization. So a high credit utilization, it means that your usage of your credit card is actually signals the financial stress to lenders. It means that you're having a stress because you're maxing out your credit cards. You would want to keep your balances low. And, I would want to mention too, guys, beware of scams. Some immigrants, like you and me, we could easily fall prey to credit repair scams. Remember, you can't pay to erase legitimate negative information from your credit report. So why would you want to use a credit repair if you already know that those information, you can no longer erase it because it is a legitimate negative information that's attacking your credit report? See? And again, I mentioned about payments, right? Never miss payments. Late payments, stays on your credit report up to 7 years. We mentioned this one too many times already in this show. If you have a late payment, that will stay in your credit report for 7 years. That's why you would want to set up an auto pay to be able to avoid this. Some credit cards, you can auto pay the minimum amount, and then you can actually pay a bigger amount after that, just to make sure that you're always on time paying your credit cards, right? Again, maybe maybe I can ask you this. Have you ever experienced any challenges while building credit? So maybe, guys, you would want to add into the message here that you can share your story. Don't be shy. Tell me a story. Email me, enrico.inmytoolbox@gmail.com. You can actually share your story. You can actually give us a call here at PHLV. Go to my messenger. Tell me if you're having challenges while building your credit. I would want to listen, and I would want to know what you guys are doing. Now, in closing, mga kaibigan, what I would want to make sure that you would want to do is to be, to research. There's a lot of help that you can get out there. Visit maybe immigrant-focused organization. There's a lot there. Just Google them. Like maybe I could mention National Coalition for Asian Pacific American Community Development. They have a financial workshop that possibly help you. I don't know, guys. Just go out there, look for an organization, non-profit organization that can actually, that you can actually reach out, and they be able to help you and guide you on how to build your credit, right? Or maybe you can use some apps like Credit Karma that will help you track your credit score and look into your financial progress. My main goal here, guys, is just to make sure that you go out there, do your due diligence, research first, and start learning how to build a good credit history. Okay? So, building credit, actually, mga kaibigan, it just doesn't happen over time. Immediately. It takes time. But every small step that you do for your building of credit history, it actually could count. Remember, mga kaibigan, as a Filipino immigrant like me, you bring resilience and resourcefulness to the table. And I know you got this, guys. All you have to do is just give those best skill sets and your attitude towards building your credit history, and you will never go wrong. Again, mga kaibigan, it is a very short topic. I would like to thank you for joining, of course, another episode of In My Toolbox. So, if you find this episode very helpful for you, share with your kababayans out there, right? Don't forget, again, to follow us online for more financial tips or business tips, etc., anything that's interesting. All right? Again, until next time, ingat mga kaibigan and stay financially empowered. My name again is Enrico Pobre. See you next time, Toolbox Crew.